set up a trip into the Pacific to go swimming with some Galapagos sharks. How do you feel about that?
As you know, the idea of intentionally putting yourself in harm's way is pretty much not my way.
I'm not sure what you're worried about. We're going to be in a cage.
How do we get into the cage?
We jump off the back of the boat into the cage.
What if you miss the cage?
Then you're bait.
What happens if the shark gets into the cage that you're in?
The cage is made of metal, so it's not like a big shark can get in. I guess a small shark could get in and start swimming around with us, but that's just a small shark.
The more that you talk about this, the worse of an idea that it sounds.
But it would kind of be cool. Imagine that shot you'll get, the nose of the shark through the cage with its mouth open and its rows of teeth. I mean, that's a pretty killer shot.
Not worth dying for.
You're not going to die. You know, there's a couple of ways the shark can get into the cage that I've seen in very rare instances. Is in rough seas when we're bouncing around and you got really turbulent water. The shark could kind of go up the wave as it goes higher than the cage and then kind of jump in through the top. That might happen. You signed the liability form, right?
Of course, you have to sign that.
Good.
Good? What do you mean, good?
I don't want to see the company get sued because you got your arm bit off by a shark.
That's the unnicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Why would you put yourself in harm's way? Why would you take a perfectly beautiful place and then put yourself in the middle of the ocean next to a bunch of sharks? Why would you do that?
The thought of being face to face with one of the most deadly fish on the planet is just something I really want to do. Andre's a little nervous every time I look at him. The eyes are just kind of, he has that look in his eye that there's a slight subtle panic going on.
Bull sharks have the highest level of testosterone in the animal kingdom. Yeah, and that's what causes them to bite a person because they see 7 times better than us humans do, just like these Galapagos sharks. So they fully identify what we are.
I looked down and 3 or 4 8-foot sharks were now swimming around the boat. I will admit, that was the first time I said to myself, okay, we're actually going to do this. So there was 5 seconds of hesitation, but then the excitement came right back and I'm like, I couldn't get into that cage fast enough. Choppy out, so I found myself bouncing off this cage constantly. I think I slammed my head into the top of it like a half a dozen times. If there was a sound recording, you would hear me laughing through the whole thing.
You can stick your arms and legs through and outside the cage. Of course, they don't recommend that. A couple times I found while I was trying to balance myself that perhaps parts of my body may have been sticking out. It's not something that I was necessarily looking forward to, but I think there's something to that spectacle of not just seeing a shark, but seeing like a whole ton.
After about a half hour in the cage, I took 725 images. I think I came out with probably a dozen or so that I'm really happy with.
I saw a fin, I swam faster, I swam faster, I safe at last, safe at last.